Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bad Flick Show. I am your host, Alex Shoemaker. Thanks for joining us every week. We appreciate it. If you have not seen how the show works, I've pulled the worst clips from the worst movies and show them to my comedian friends, and we joke about them and have fun, and hopefully it doesn't affect them in the long term. You know? It's like they just do the show and then they get the clips out of their mind. So, but yeah, feel free to comment if you're on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. We'll put your comments right down here. Like Lorena says, "Hey, and a little purple heart. Yeah, it's great. It's great." Before we jump into it, I did want to make an announcement. We're going to be switching the time slots for the Bad Flick Show. So starting next week, we're going to be on Fridays at 6, and it's going to be rotate every other week. So Bad Flick Show, then the next Friday off, and then right back at it. So it's like when like Family Matters got like really popular and they moved them to like TGIF, and that's what at least that's how I'm taking it. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah. So we'll still be here, but Friday at 6.
Oh, would you bring us all on?
Yeah.
There's something I want to address in the comments really quick.
Okay. Yeah. Our guest this week on our comedian panel, we have Robert Berry, Greg Sabin, and Jason Casey.
Hey.
Nice. Hey. And of course, Brian Crawl.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hey. This is cool. I'm looking forward to this.
So in the comments here, POS Portal is on. They're a local business in Natomas, and I know their building. You can see it from the freeway. It's right off of I-80, but I guess their crew is watching tonight, and they're associated with the comedy spot. In that, I believe Casey has a brother-in-law that works for POS. That's what I think.
Okay. And what business do they do?
It's a point of sale system.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were thinking
That's a risky acronym.
Yeah. We'll just POS Portal. Yes.
Right. It's a whole.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're watching tonight. I got word that they were going to be here, and their crew is watching. So welcome to the show.
Great. Well, yeah. What a show to tune into. This is it's gonna be fun. We have great guest, some weird movie clips, so it's gonna be fun tonight. And we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump in the first one. Look, for some jobs you got to be think on the fly, be able to just work with what you got. And this clip, the first clip from Super Fuzz, we'll show you just how to do that.
Perfect. This sound comes a little hot.
A little hot.
I turned it down. But then I'll pull it up as we go along just to make sure that we don't blow out everyone at home. So here we go. Here we go. Which one of those two is underwater?
The music's good.
That was Ernest Work.
Come on, you old bear. The hibernation is over.
It's the worst version of optimism.
Oh, that guy's been on things.
Yeah.
Showed up. Where the hell have you been?
A nice way to not have to use a special effect of him being floating anymore.
What the hell is this?
They're just laying on the floor.
It smells like...
What the?
Hell, it tastes like chewing gum. Whatever you say, Sarge. You're always right.
Ernest Borgnine ball licking is always a great recipe for
Take it easy, Sarge.
Whoa!
We're playing. Relax. There's a lot I have to tell you after I punch you on the Barracuda.
Oh, this is truly a terrible, terrible flick.
Let's just be really clear. Academy Award winner Ernest Borgnine.
Yes. Yeah.
He reminded the cast of that every day.
Oh man.
I'm hoping he sold that Oscar for money before he took that gig.
Oh man, it's tough.
Yeah, like licking things is just never a good idea. Like before the pandemic, if you didn't know what it was, like just licking something to see what it is.
Yeah.
I think all of us are old enough. I don't know about you, Alex, but all of the rest of us are old enough. I'm going to speak for the rest of us who are just solidly Gen Xers. Have seen so many movies where somebody dipped their finger into a white substance and licked it to find out what it was. Like licking in movies to find out what things were was a really common occurrence for a while.
Yeah.
Sure.
Especially cocaine.
Especially cocaine.
Yeah.
I would have thought a 70s film that had someone licking something called Super Fuzz would have been a lot different.
Yeah, different type of theater for that movie, for sure.
Hey,
Why did he taste the yellow ball? I mean, he's floating away into the sky. Your first reaction is, I better taste this.
Make sure it's safe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tastes like a Zeppelin. Great.
Yeah.
By the way, Greg, Jenna says that you're a little quiet. I didn't hear that before, but you are quieter than Robert and Jason now. Are you further away from your setup?
I can speak louder.
Okay. Okay, we'll go
In the
with
beginning, it was a little quiet, yeah.
yeah. What were you gonna say, Greg? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, I color me surprised when I hadn't recognized Ernest Borgnine yet, and the other guy actually started talking. It was the first dialogue of the film, because the rest, I guess, is underwater. When the first line out of his mouth was in English, that was really, really surprising, because that everything about that film felt like, oh, this is an Eastern European jam, right? This is some kind of strange Scandinavian joint that we're watching right now. There was nothing that looked especially American about that.
Sure.
I was thinking that it might have been another Crispin Glover movie, right?
You know, it just hit me, Ernest Borgnine, and in Voyager, there was a Borg named Seven of Nine. Maybe there's some connection there, perhaps.
People in the comments, go ahead.
Yeah. If you
Connect
could link
those.
those together, that'd be great.
Yeah.
This was a classically shitty flick. I mean, in some movies you can get a taste of what's going to happen by showing a clip from the movie. We have no idea what was happening in this film.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody said it was like watching, like this would be great if we were on drugs, like 100%. Like that's a movie
yeah.
you would definitely enjoy. Pretty
Strong drugs.
Strong drugs.
Really strong drugs.
Yeah, the kind you have to taste.
Or some type of fungus, possibly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very natural.
Yeah, very natural growing fungus.
In the early 80s, HBO didn't have a big rotation of movies, and it was often Super Fuzz, Beastmaster, or Kroll. Those were your choices there. This was very common. I think that's how most people saw it. It was one of the 3 movies you could watch on early HBO.
Remo Williams, I think, was one of those also.
Beastmaster was your best option. Like those days. Boy, I miss them so much. It was the best possible outcome of your day.
Yeah.
For sure. Before we get to our next clip, I always like to do a little question of the week to get to know our guests a little bit more and their insights. This week's question is inspired by I've been going to the drive-in a little bit more, and they have like the double features, and it's always been a good time. You want to check out more than one movie, stay around for the second film. But I was curious, what would be like the worst double feature? What two movies paired together one night would be the worst to go see? Jason, I'll have you go first.
Oh, well, that's an easy one for me because I was thinking about this, and I'd say it'd probably be Chasing Amy, followed by Jersey Girl. So quite possibly Kevin Smith's, one of his best films, and it's absolute, without a doubt, worst film. Mm-hmm. Well, Reboot was pretty bad too. Yeah, maybe just any other.
Is it fair? Fair. Yeah.
Fair.
Greg, what about you?
This makes me think of the best double feature I've ever seen, which was back in the 90s at the Elmwood Theater in Berkeley, California. They had an amazing series of double features. I saw things like Citizen Kane and Magnificent Ambersons. They ran a bunch of old movies, but they had a great double feature, which was British dystopian night. It was Brazil followed by Clockwork Orange.
Oh.
You want to feel really bad about yourself. That's a great way. But the worst, I had a friend who used to come up with these things. Like he said, when I think about what would look the best on a marquee for double features, he goes, guess who's coming to dinner? Godzilla.
That's clever. Yeah, nicely done.
Good stuff. Robert, what about you? Bad double feature.
Well, I think this one would be traumatic, especially for kids. But in light of Charles Grodin, the great Charles Grodin passing away, I think a good traumatic double feature for the kids would be Beethoven, followed by Cujo. But tell the kids it's Beethoven 2.
Oh, that's great. And I love like the foundation of like, we're having a great time. Yeah, let's throw on the second movie.
Dad, what's going on with Beethoven?
E.T. and Alien would be a good one.
Yeah.
I was going to say Requiem for a Dream and Ernest Goes to Jail, but that sounds pretty good. The more
Yeah. Right. In that order.
Right. Oh man, all fantastic choices for sure. But yeah, we'll keep moving with our next clip. The combination of rock and roll and space brought us a lot of good things, like a David Bowie. It also brought us this rock opera from Voyage of the Rock Aliens. Check out this clip.
Voyage of the Rock. Okay, here we go. Flick two. Good.
Gentlemen, you know your assigned duties. Proceed to your positions. NOPQR, man the helm.
Why can't I drive? I never get to drive. Well, I don't.
Are you kidding? Snap it up.
Whoa! Cobra Kai 3000.
We used to sit around at night watching old-time movie shows. Philosophize and analyze, but we didn't know. No, you didn't know. We didn't know. What did you think? We didn't think at all. But we had the world in the palm of our hand. Then we turned around and dropped it. They tore it apart and we up and ran. 'Cause we knew we couldn't stop it, oh no. Where will we all be in the 21st century?
And a Gravitron.
Right.
Gravitron.
Wow. Huddlestone.
Now I sit at home alone watching new wave videos. Philosophize and realize that I'll never know. No, you'll never know. I'll never know. What do you think? I still don't think at all. We had the world in the palm of our hand. Then we turned around and dropped it. They tore it apart and we up and ran.
Glad they rented that office.
Cause we knew we couldn't stop it, oh no. Where would we all be in the 21st century?
Oh, no.
In the
that's okay.
21st century.
Wow.
Awful stuff. All I can think is that for so many struggling performers and musicians who just could not find a hook in the 1980s, they must have watched Devo and been like, that looks so easy. We can do that. I mean, come on, we can do that, right? I mean, how hard is that? Very.
Right.
Very hard.
Yes.
Very. Turns out very hard. Yeah, I'm with Jabberwocky on this, by the way. I hated it,
Sure.
but part of me loved it, and I don't know why.
I think
Because
you're
it's something that we could have done.
It's within my
We can
skill
produce
level.
that.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at your face, Brian, like during the clip. Like at first it was like no, and then kind of turned around like okay,
I
wait a
don't know.
second.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I like how things in the future, like this would be the 25th century, right? So that would be like 2600, and yeah, the video games aren't very good. 600. It kind of. Maybe it's retro. I looked up while I was watching this. That movie also starred Pia Zadora and Jermaine Jackson, and somehow the scenes without them in it are not the worst scenes.
I was also the set creator for that show. I have the rocket right here.
Nice. Perfect.
See, we could produce it.
Yeah. You have a point. You have a point.
I don't know who the brilliant costume designer was, but you noticed how everybody had a name tag that was just a series of letters in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Right.
This is A through D, and then there's a guy JK LMNOP.
Yeah.
I kind of adore them for that. That's actually a really strong.
It's hard to hate this one, Alex. The
Sorry.
more and more
So-
we talk about it, the more I like this movie.
It's sort of the charm about it, yeah.
I really enjoyed the shot of them in the stairwell where they're all like moving up and like one person would stand up and you'd see the next person underneath them. That was kind of, look at this. Let's watch the whole thing.
Had this been a 3-minute music video, I'm all on board. I'm not sure if I could see a 90-minute film, perhaps.
No.
It's a little rough.
What was this even?
I do love how robots from the 80s all had that giant head and little, like, kind of that Rocky IV robot, you know. And that robot was sexually harassing that guy. He grabbed him in the ass.
Oh,
Like,
right off the
Literally,
bat.
yeah.
Yeah.
totally not cool.
Not cool. Not good. What was this, Alex? I hate to ask you
yeah.
questions for these, but was this a full movie? Like,
It is a full movie. Yeah.
what's the kind of the plot of this thing?
It's like really like if Star Trek was a musical, like at the base of it. Yeah.
That sounds terrible. Oh, I have my label on my shirt now. It's
The only thing I can, if the makers of this film got together and were in somehow doing it to save a rec center, I'm all on board. But as an artistic money-making enterprise, I'm not sure if I buy it.
right.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I've never heard of this film.
What's it called again?
Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
that
To
makes
let you
sense.
know. Yeah. It came out in 1984.
84. Yeah.
That's about right.
You know what else came out in 1984? The entire crew of that ship.
Still wondering how Tears for Fears made it into a movie. Save the rec center, says Jess.
The intergalactic rec center.
Yeah. There would have to be a scene, a montage where they were fixing up the rec center for the big concert that was going to save it. So there'd be a lot of this happening. They'd be cleaning.
A ton of montages in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everybody clap your hands.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this was good. This shouldn't have been in the show. I take it back.
We're gonna edit that clip out of the show for the rerun. Yeah.
Only the people watching now will ever see this segment because we're taking it out. We're gonna put it in the Good Flick show.
It's gonna be on Extra Butter next week.
As seen on ABC 10.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect. Well, we'll keep moving here with our third clip. This next clip is actually a trailer. I think I asked the question last week of like who would be like the worst like combo actor actress for a movie, and I may have found it here with these two actors. It's a very interesting movie, but here's the trailer: Brain Smasher, a love story.
I can't wait.
It blossomed on the remote mountains of the east.
The man who takes the petals of the red lotus into his body becomes gifted with unimaginable powers.
It traveled to the distant shores of the west.
Sam, where's the package I asked you to bring? I forgot it. She's a model.
A world-class scientist has taken it.
When we are this close to ultimate power, some foreign devil stumbles across the red lotus and steals it away.
An Oriental cult is after it.
So what's with the ninjas? I told you they're Chinese monks. Ninjas are Japanese.
And the high-priced model is about to get it.
Oh,
Tell us again why these Chinese ninjas are at.
I told you twice already, they want the flower.
Tell us where the flower is hidden and walk away in one piece.
Now, only one man has got what it takes.
I got charm.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you, dude.
Charisma. I got a mirror above my bed, so I'm the first one I see when I get up in the morning.
To save her precious hide.
Jump! On the day I was born.
Do you believe me now? These ninjas are killers.
You're not ninjas.
I'll take you to the cops. That's as far as I go.
The cops aren't going to do anything. There's no law against being a ninja.
Those ninjas wiped out a club. I think there's a law against that.
I'll pay you $300.
Make it 5.
Done.
In case those maniacs show up again, you gotta be prepared. 1. Bang. Shot to the balls.
1.
What?
2. Bang.
2.
Lights out.
Possession of the red lotus will make me the most powerful man on earth. I do not want to be a kung fu thug forever. I too have ambitions.
Yeah! Oh. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. Those guys wiped out an entire police station without even building up a sweat.
Dad, I can't believe how you took
I can't go up against that.
Move, you die. Those guys catch bullets.
But we can beat them.
Give yourself up, Miss Gray. I have no desire to hurt you or your friend.
That is Terry.
Yeah, that is Terry.
Oh yeah.
Do you know who this is? This is the Brain Smasher. He hates Kung Fu. In fact, he thinks it's for wimps.
Oh, what are you talking? I was just telling you, I love
He
that
hates good
stuff.
scripts and good choices.
Chuck Norris, I got all the movies, you know.
Let's kick some ninja butt. We're dead.
The soundtrack's good.
Yeah. What makes you think you could ever do this, Ed?
You know that none of
Losers can't save the day. Losers do not get the girl. Losers lose, Ed.
If she really loves you, she'll convince her sister to trade the Red Lotus for your life.
Oh, I can't believe I finally tried.
Is this trailer the whole movie?
Andrew Dice.
How long is this trailer?
These babies, right?
Didn't the trailer the credits roll?
Terry Hatcher.
Now you release that or I'll blow your ninja butts to hell.
We are not ninjas.
If I say you're ninjas, then you're ninjas.
Wow, that's not
Smasher.
that's not appropriate.
A love story.
A love story. Oh, this was
Where is the film where Andrew Dice Clay turns in the finest acting performance?
Well, no.
Yeah.
I bet you some people don't even know who Andrew Dice Clay is.
Okay,
Still
Well,
a better.
he blew up right around this time.
Right.
I mean, he was selling out stadiums. He was probably like one of the biggest comics working.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah,
then his film career just derailed. Like, this came out, I don't think enough people saw this for it to matter. But then he had a huge failure called The Adventures of Ford Fairlane with the great action hero team of Andrew Dice Clay and Gilbert Gottfried. I think that movie's more famous for having the Cradle of Love Billy Idol song than the actual film. And then he just sort of, that was it. Poor guy. Good actor though. He was great in supporting actor. Like, he was in a Star is Born remake. He was good in that. He played Lady Gaga's dad.
Oh,
it's not a joke.
Also,
I mean, it's.
He's also had 20 years to work on the craft. 30 years to work on the craft.
Hey, Robert, does
There was so much of that in the 80s. Anytime any stand-up comedian broke through even slightly, there was a TV deal or a movie deal to be made, and there were some bad choices being made. I think at one point they tried to make Bill Maher an action star.
Oh yeah. They had a Pat Morita, Jay Leno action film.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that one. Yeah.
Oh, so bad, so bad.
I was expecting more like bada bings by Dice, but never came.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really hate any comedian. There's only a couple maybe that I hate. I cannot stand Andrew Dice Clay. He would drive me absolutely batshit crazy. We were just talking about him earlier today, and I was like, what a 90s hack. Or 80s, 90s hack. So, but at the time, he was huge.
Oh, yeah. Selling out Madison Square Garden and everything. Yeah.
All that did was... Go ahead, Robert.
I was saying they were going to remake this film with Tony Hinchcliffe until that fell apart. Never mind, that's too inside.
That's going really far down the well. I don't know. I just don't like Andrew Dice.
This film also has that kind of post-Cold War thing where the Russians were no longer the enemy, so it was like everybody, who's going to be the enemy? Who's going to be the enemy? And then there was like Rising Sun and Black Rain, and this thing is like, yes, the dangerous threat from the Orient, right?
Right.
Part of everything. Brain Smasher, though, a love story.
A love story.
Yeah.
That got. I mean, that title got greenlit by like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And run it through some kind of legal process, and yet nobody just said.
It's like in the
cheesy pun we can throw in.
Yeah, it's like in like the board meetings or whatever. It's like we need a title that'll get the hard men, angry men in, but also their girlfriends will also enjoy it. So
it's a love
Brain
story.
Smasher. Yeah, a love story.
So
we've got this Red Lotus thing going on. But the Golden Child just tanked, so make it really just a stupid name that meatheads will come and see. Okay, Brain Smasher.
This was definitely a straight-to-video film. Like, this was straight-to-video, like, to the discount bin. That's a 99-cent rental for you.
Yeah.
And Terry Hatcher, wow, that did not look good.
No, she almost didn't get on Lois and Clark because of this one.
Oh, I mean, she almost didn't get to work with Dean Cain. That's too bad.
Career highlight.
Yeah, I love how Dice isn't the biggest dope that she's ever worked with.
Right? She just attracts them, I guess.
I'm picturing her picking up the phone because she's still got Dice's number on, complaining about Dean Cain and what an asshole he is. Dice is on the other line. Terry, you got to calm down. You got to calm down. What are you talking about? Count to five. Count to five. Be present. Be in the moment. Focus on you. Okay, I'm out of here.
By the way, we said that we're getting an echo from the two of you, which I didn't hear prior to the show. I think it happened after we started.
Yeah.
Because I didn't hear an echo before that. So sorry, it's something I can't fix at this point, but it's not so bad. It's just a little bit of an echo. It's not your guys' fault. It's probably the streaming software. Okay.
Oh, good. All right, let's go to the next clip. This next clip is a Indian remake of a famous horror movie. This horror movie terrified me as a child. The Indian remake, not so much. This is a clip from Papa Gudia.
Right. This is number 4, right?
4, yeah.
She have like 8 cameras on her ceiling.
Get out of me!
If that calls from coming in,
pick it up.
Is this Indian Scream? Is that what this is?
The call's coming from inside your house plane.
हेलो मोना, मैं करिश्मा बोल रही हूँ. हाँ करिश्मा, बोलो, क्या बात है? सब खैरियत है ना?
Extras just walking down the stairs.
सब ठीक है तो तुझे क्या हुआ? घबराई हुई लग रही है? नहीं, कुछ नहीं.
There's the same two people walking down again. You see that?
सुनो, तुम्हारे शो का क्या हुआ? बस शुरू होने वाला है.
They walked down twice in 3
फोन करके तुम्हारी खैरियत पूछ लो. मेरी या राजू की? दोनों की. हम तीनों बिल्कुल ठीक-ठाक हैं. तीनों? कौन तीनों? एक दूसरा राजू और तीसरा तुम्हारा नया रिश्तेदार चन्नी.
They have a strict buddy policy on that staircase.
थैंक यू मोना. फिर वही बकवास. अब फोन बंद करो और शो में ध्यान लगाओ. हाँ, ओके बाय.
Which pleasing sound effects. Let's make the audience feel like they have tinnitus. Oh no. Oh my god, this is great! Is this Child's Play in India?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's some bright red blood there. That's awesome.
That's hilarious, dude.
She's 80% genetically Sherwin Williams. So one hit from a hammer sent her flying out a window. That's some good follow through. Setting that doll up to the A's.
Hey kid, we got a job for you on a professional baseball team.
Your strike zone's unreal. They'll never get you.
Tell us the truth. Are the Yankees talking to you? Are they?
Ain't nothing in the rule book that says a murderous dog can't play baseball.
Think of the strike zone.
He's got the strike zone of a Lego figure. It's amazing.
That's a ball. Oh, that's another ball. That's a ball. That's a ball.
I love that totally unnecessary phone conversation that happened before, like that wasn't needed at all. Like it just like it's just, yeah.
I like Chucky-esque.
Yeah.
Chucky. Chalky.
That's like literally the parade of like 12 women in the background walking down the steps during the phone call. It's like every single woman that director who had probably promised to be in his movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll fit you in. We'll find a place.
I think it was the same two women.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, baby. You're gonna be a big star.
Yeah. Robert, you're right. It's the same two women in different dresses each time.
We'll put on these clothes. Yeah.
Can we go back to the tape?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, let's go
for
back
sure.
to the tape. All right, here we go. This is worth it. Okay. So then phone call. Hold on a sec. We gotta just scrub this.
So this
forward.
is, we don't know. This is probably the point of view of the doll looking at her. I thought this was such a weirdly composed shot.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably
Right,
what we're seeing
right.
here, right? Otherwise, I just thought it was shitty camera work. Now it's
Oh wait.
fucking
Okay.
Kubrick here. Now that I think about that, yeah.
All right. So you have the two girls. You have the
yeah.
purple and green, right?
Purple and green with jacket.
Yeah, and then they're coming around the corner. Wait for it.
It's the same
green
two.
jacket.
They two, like they ran up.
MC Maker stairwell.
This movie's actually like Inception. There's a whole time travel thing that you can unlock in this.
Wait, that's just them in
Same-
different.
Oh, double jackets.
Is she in an airport lobby?
And then wait for it, and then there's just a girl in the purple dress. He killed a girl in the other dress.
We gotta change it up, or people are gonna catch on. We'll see one.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah. I was watching like bits and pieces of this movie, but it's still like, I don't know if it's just like it's mandatory with like Bollywood films, but there's like, not with the doll, but there is like song and dances and stuff like that within the movie, which kind of breaks up the murder. So it's very interesting movie.
It would be cool though if Chucky was a part of the dances, because he'd be like,
Oh yeah, like a cameo. Yeah.
There was something about that shot with his like little plastic clockwork feet moving under his giant Junko pants that just walking his way up to really just take on.
But you know, this is I think in that whole bad it's good category. Like you would watch this with friends and laugh your ass off. Whereas I don't think I can make it 10 minutes into Brain Smasher without smashing my own brain.
Yes, exactly.
There's inept bad and just charming bad, you know. But,
I want to know what the name of that doll was because I'm sure it's amazing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, and I tried to translate the title and nothing. So I don't know what. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Whoop. Keep moving there to the the last clip here of the night.
We gotta stretch this one now.
Right. Well, yeah. Everybody may have some. You know, it's rough finding a car out there, and you got to, find new ways to sell cars. And this clip, it definitely helps with some decent advertising. It's a clip from the movie Used Cars.
Used cars. All right, here we go. Clip 5.
Oh, a Hollywood actor.
It's Mare. Are you on? I can't.
Kurt. And Kim Cattrall.
And during the 3 years before my inauguration.
Oh my God. Judy, are you all right?
Yeah.
Carter?
It's a peanut allergy.
Oh.
Inflation is obviously a serious problem. I do not have all the answers. What is the solution?
Oh.
You want the solution to inflation? High
Look at the price on that
Marshall
TV.
Lucky here for New Deal used cars, where we're battling inflation
$410.
not only by fighting high prices, not only by murdering high prices, but by blowing the living shit out of high prices. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Now here's an example. 1973 Cadillac Coupe de Ville for $62.99. That price is too high. Yes, sir.
Jack Warden?
Here's another one.
Yeah.
It's some Lincoln Continental Mark IV, 1973. It's loaded. It's got air conditioning. It's got a stereo. It's got white wall radio tires. It's got power steering, power brakes, power seats, power windows, and a price that is just too high. Yes, sir. Now remember, friends.
Look out, Marshall Lucky.
It's squeaky.
It's high prices.
Take this, you dirty old high prices.
Oh my God.
You got me, Marcia! Jesus Christ.
I watch that. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
Come on.
So this is Used Cars, and it's actually one of my favorite movies. It is so damn funny, so good.
It's fun. It's fun.
The end of that scene, he ends up blowing up some cars, I think, and he goes, "This price is too fucking high," and then they like get in trouble. Yeah. But no, it's I think what we also don't see is the Carter scene that we saw, but they had tapped into the city's television network and made everybody have to watch that commercial at the same time. But yeah, oh boy, this is one of Kurt Russell's first adult films. When he came up in the Disney universe, and it's great. Yeah,
Was this Zemeckis' first film also? I think possibly Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, no, it's certainly there, and like that's Kim Cattrall, one of her early performances there. Jack Warden, it's got some crazy. I love this movie.
Alex,
should have been Robert's good flick show.
Right.
The finale is they have a commercial where they say they got a mile of cars, and so their competitor sues them for false advertising. So they gotta get some dude that helps them steal an actual mile worth of cars, and the guy who played Grandpa Munster is the judge, Al Lewis, and they're measuring all the cars to see it, or otherwise they're going to lose the whole lot. And at the last minute, a license plate flips down to give them the extra 2 inches they need, and they win. And then that's spoiler alert.
I've seen this too. Yeah, I didn't hate this movie.
Yeah, it is fun. It is a fun movie for sure.
I mean, it's not great.
This was one of those movies as a teenager in the 80s. There was like 2 scenes where there's boobs in it for about 3 seconds, so you had that to look forward to also. Like, ooh.
I would put this into like the Death to Smoochie category also, kind of, where it's just a really like dark satirical film, which is relevant at the time usually.
Yeah, it already feels like it has that little bit of Repo Man quality to it as well. You know, cars, dark comedy.
Yeah.
And yet amazing performances. You can tell from the clip.
I gotta agree though with Robert though, that scene where they're getting all the cars in at the last minute and they're like all driving in and like they're coming in rows and everything, and then there's and then it's like patink, and then at the end you're like,
Yeah, it's like when Luke blows up the Death Star. You're just like, yeah.
Everybody remembers where they were when they first saw
Right.
that.
This movie had just as much impact as Star Wars.
Kim Cattrall went on to be in Porky's after this, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Porky's, really?
She was the one who was really loud. I don't know. Nobody saw Porky's. Porky's is not a movie that could be made anymore.
No.
But speaking of, we did a little 80s rewatch with my wife the other night, and I had confused in my head two films and was happily surprised. We watched Meatballs.
Oh, there you go. Bill Murray,
The summer camp movie, Meatballs, if you haven't seen it, starring Bill Murray, and I think his first starring film role.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remembered it as a much more Porky's-like film with boobs and a lot of sex and off-color jokes, and it's actually not. It's really has a huge heart, is super funny. As long as your kid's like over 10, you're probably safe watching that movie, and you feel amazing at the end of it, and it's super funny.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
Meatballs, recommended by the Bad Flick.
Once you see it, just send your review to Alex.
Yeah, there was a Meatballs 2 though. Was there not? There was like sequels to famous comedies that had nobody from the original cast in it, like Caddyshack 2 with Jackie Mason.
That pissed me off. Yeah, that was terrible.
They even made a sequel to The Jerk.
Oh wait, Jason, go ahead. I think you're on mute. Did you get muted?
Yes, right. Grease 2, right? That was also around that time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah.
And Adrian Zmed. From Dance Fever.
By the way, I've been waiting. I keep forgetting to bring him in, but over my shoulder, sitting here in the studio, is Kevin Cooley. So I just wanted him to jump in on camera and say hi. There he is. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin Cooley.
Yeah. He's been watching you and commenting, just sitting behind me commenting. It's kind of like that doll in the movie. It's just watching me through a bush.
Yeah. Kevin, what are you doing with that hammer? What's the no?
I'm falling out of a window.
Dennis says American Graffiti 2 is super depressing.
What's that?
And he's true. American Graffiti 2 is super depressing.
Oh, I bet.
Because it's called Deer Hunter.
Oh man, you set these guys up. What's really funny is Alex is like, I'm coming in hot with these 80s films. And then, like, you guys are all like, nah, these are pretty okay.
I have the Blu-ray right over here. So, yeah.
Which means we have no sense of what makes for a good film, having been through the 80s. So,
You remember around this time, there was a series of films where the setup was like a teenage boy gets to fuck an adult woman. Like Private Lessons, My Tutor, and looking back, you're just like, oh gosh, that's.
You said Weird Science. Did I hear that?
Weird Science also, yeah.
the 80s the bar is very low for 80s films.
There was a combination between naivete, like this kind of sweet naivete, childishness of the 80s, and then just total raunchiness. Right? Just total, utter raunchiness, like that had come out of the 70s, being able to be kind of sexual and challenging. And it's like, you know what the part of the movie people liked about those sexual 70s films? The nudity. That's the part they liked. And just have a bunch of teenagers in it. Well, mostly 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds playing teenagers. But that's what we're going to do for an entire industry for about 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then it does need to get fixed.
But honestly, a lot of 80s movies could not be made today. And justifiably so. Like, there are some stuff from some of the 80s movies that you're like, oh, not
I
good.
got 2 words for you. Soul Man.
Yeah. Number 1 on the list is Soul Man. Yeah. Number 2, and this is a hard one, Revenge of the Nerds would be number 2 on the list.
Oh,
Just for 2 very uncool scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad.
It's sad.
I mean, because I liked it at the time, but then you grow up and you're like, oh shit, that's not.
Yeah.
Well, it was a different time because I don't think we realized in the '80s there was a lot of rapists.
Robert Barry.
Oh yeah, surely. No, totally. Remember you're a kid and watching E.T., you're bringing your 6-year-old kid, let's say, and then Elliot calls somebody penis breath. Or someone called Ellis. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's an awkward ride home. Well, Junior, you see, when you don't brush your teeth after... there's no good way to say that.
We watched Fish Called Wanda last night, and which also I think could be made. I think that's really I don't think there's anything in there except there's a line, and it feels like it would totally be PG-13 these days, but there's a line in which Jamie Lee Curtis says to Kevin Kline, "Even if you were my brother, I'd still want to fuck you." And I'm like, this otherwise feels like kind of a funny, like zany comedy, and I'm like, they would just drop shit in. That is super. Like,
I'm okay with that.
That movie has one of the best sight gags in it, where the Doberman just runs off with that lady's dog in its mouth and goes around the street.
Let's see that.
Oscar-winning film. Oscar-winning film.
Oh, that's funny. Jennifer, I'll send you a message of what happened in Revenge of the Nerds. It has to do with a Darth Vader helmet. Let's say that. Yeah.
In the space room.
In the space
if I remember correctly, yeah.
Space room, which I think was a waterbed with a bad background, and basically was the space room.
Yeah. This is good. This is refreshing.
At the end of Revenge of the Nerds, they were selling at the fair. Remember, they had like a plate with one of the cheerleaders naked on it, and whipped cream on top of it or something, and they put a disclaimer that said that was not actually that actress in the credits. Like they wanted to make sure you knew.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or maybe that was Zapped.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, if you want to go see a good 1980s film, go watch Ballbuster on Amazon.
Oh boy,
that's like they should do a ball. That's the worst double feature: Ballbuster and Brain Smasher.
You walk in, the robot ass grabber just takes
Ass grabber.
That was the robot's name, Greg. Ass grabber. R2 grass grabber.
Knowing the type of film, of course, it was Ass Grabber 3000.
Yeah. The bar was low for humanity in the 80s. Yeah.
This comment.
100%.
It's true. It only got worse. So there you go. Dana's like, well, this went in a direction.
You never know. It's the Bad Flick Show. It's, never know where it's going to go.
I think literally of all the VHSs in my house that I could watch as a 7 or 8-year-old kid, because I was like the second child, pretty young from my older sister, like the cleanest, most G-rated film that I could just pop in and watch after school because I was a latchkey kid was The Godfather.
It's like, explains parachute pants. Yeah. Any decade that comes up with a parachute pants, you should take a take a look at it.
And also those glasses that they had, like those straight glasses.
Yeah.
In the first video, yeah.
Oh, but I was going to say, you mentioned Rock and Roll in Outer Space. If you want to see a really fun Rock and Roll Outer Space movie, and Robert Barry disagree or agree with me on this one, Buckaroo Banzai.
That's fun. That's a fun movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's 80s. That is about as crazy 80s as you can get, and it's actually super fun and clean and totally holds up well, and it's just not based on a comic book, but feels like it's based on an enormous back catalog of comic books that you're just jumping into episode 125
right?
With no background or information on. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look like it's influenced by any other film either. It's just some crazy fever dream. It's great,
You see that Megan said she's gonna go watch Inner Space, another 80s classic.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dennis Quaid Assance. Yeah.
That was one of those films I saw so many times. When I was that was one of those VHSs. I was like,
You should bring in some of those, Inner Spaces.
Yeah.
Because they're good but bad. They're bad.
Right. They're fun.
They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. Yeah, that's a good way to
There's
say it.
probably an Inner Space 2 starring Randy Quaid and Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall.
Who was his co-star in that?
It was Meg Ryan, Dennis Quaid, Martin Short?
Meg Ryan, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin
Or
Short.
is Martin Short not in it? I don't know.
No, Martin Short was in it. Yeah.
Oh, he's in it, yeah.
For sure.
Wow.
People are just naming 80s films now. They're just like Space Camp.
Space Camp had Joaquin Phoenix as a kid.
Okay, yeah, that's it. No.
Let's talk about every movie we've ever thought of or seen.
Right.
what about Remo Williams?
Yeah,
Remo Williams, right? I mean,
that's a shitty one too. Yeah, it's a shitty film I watched 19 times.
But when you're 9 years old, it's the most amazing movie you've ever seen. You're like, oh, he's a kung fu master now.
Yeah.
And the optimism in the title, wasn't it Remo Williams' The First Adventure? Wasn't that what it was like?
The Adventure Begins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The Adventure
Begins,
Begins. Like, how optimistic
Yeah, it was wishful
is that?
thinking.
I thought you said Remo Williams, The First Avenger. I was like, that's not right.
How badass would that be if Remo Williams comes back in the next Avengers movie?
Yeah.
I see that. I want to see that movie.
Well, and on the reverse of that, remember at the end of Buckaroo Banzai, it said, coming up next, Buckaroo Banzai and some other subtitle, and it never happened. They were optimistically plugging their sequel at the end.
Yeah.
They have to. Yeah, the movie production company has to pick up the sequel. We've already promised it.
I feel like the only 80s movie that pulled off that was Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Promising a sequel and actually following up on it.
Right.
Because they mentioned it at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
We were waiting for so long. Do you remember how long we waited for Back to the Future 2? It seemed like it was I was like, I mean, it doesn't seem like, but when you're a kid and you saw Back to the Future, it was maybe 5 or 6 years, but I remember it was just when are they gonna make it?
That's what Huey Lewis was doing. Huey Lewis was looking at his watch. Come on, guys. Papa needs another hit.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah.
Well,
Cut them off, Alex. They'll go on forever.
Well, yeah. But before we go, I always want to ask the comedian guest, what they learned about these clips, about their time here on the Bad Flick Show, and what are they going to take on life's journey here after watching these very interesting clips. Jason, I'll let you go first. What did you learn?
I just saw Max Overdrive, another awesome movie.
Yeah.
So things I learned: watch out, never turn your back on a robot. You guys don't grab your ass. And then the second one is don't turn your back on any doll.
Mm-hmm.
Don't turn your back on Kurt Russell because he'll just keep kissing you. You don't want that. Yeah. And then, go watch Maximum Overdrive. That's an amazing film. Stephen King's best film that he directed.
So fair. Greg, what about you?
I would just say I learned never never sleep on Kurt Russell. Even when you try to introduce him in a bad flick show, he turns every flick good. So it's the Midas touch of Kurt Russell to any show will make it that much better. So add more Kurt Russell to your life. Watch The Thing tonight.
Ooh, yeah.
Or even The Battered Bastards of Baseball. That's a super fun little documentary on Netflix if you can. And then I will plug, come on out and see the Anti-Cooperation League show Saturday night at the Comedy Spot Outdoor Theater Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Nice. Absolutely agree. Check it out. Robert, what about you? What did you learn?
Yeah, I kind of was wondering, you look where we are as a country and where all the anti-cop hatred originated, and I think it was from Superfuzz. That's kind of where you could trace it all to Ernest Borgnine. But no, when I learned that, get a lot of gifts in life, but perhaps the greatest gift is the company of good friends like you guys.
That was very epic.
Is Brian having a stroke? You taste pennies, right?
I was trying to see if there was a Remo Williams 2. There is a Remo Williams 2 movie. When it came out in 2017, I think it was just a kid. Like kids put together a Remo Williams 2.
In the backyard.
Yeah.
Kids. I doubt
And it also starred Fred Ward. He's really hard up for work right now.
So I tried to click on a link, but all of a sudden it was like the opening to Remo Williams, the original film. But it was right after it was like, as long as you have friends, and it was like.
I thought that was gonna turn into an '80s montage. Like at the end of the sentence, we all freeze, and then.
Oh, then we do an '80s montage. Oh yeah. Oh well, that's if you wanted that, I have that all ready to go. Actually, I don't, but
You got to look up. There's a music video for Remo Williams by Tommy Shaw from Styx, and he's singing on this. They couldn't use the real Statue of Liberty, so they built this really shitty 8th grade play version of the Statue of Liberty. I think they used it in the movie too. It's so awful looking. It's
Missy says the only person that usually makes me red is when Sarah says dirty things. I'm not expecting it. But I was so embarrassed I played that song, I went instantly red when it happened. Wait, can we do 80s montage to this? Let me see. Let's see if we can do this.
Dana, brilliant. Dana says we should call this episode the Dad Flick Show.
The what?
The Dad Flick Show.
just Field of Dreams on repeat. Yeah.
With Hunt for Red October playing picture.
Yeah.
That's the spinoff to this show, the Dad Flick Show. Just over 40, we're going to come in and just review 80s movies.
We're just going to go back and watch 80s films and go, yeah, okay, problematic.
Yeah.
Probably,
Cancel.
I forgot there was blackface in that. Okay, fair. All right. There's going to be a lot of films that pop up.
As long as we can watch Gung Ho, I'm totally down to do this.
Kurt Russell again, yeah. No, that was Michael Keaton. Yeah.
That was Michael Keaton. That was Batman before he was Batman.
After he was Mr. Mom.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that movie is problematic too. Like the title is problematic. All right.
Well, yeah. This has been a lot of fun. Very wild. Stay tuned for the Dad Flick Show. We'll book it one of these times.
It'll be on.
Yeah. 80s movies. You also learn how to change the oil on your car. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. But yeah, Robert, Greg, Jason, you guys were fantastic. Thank you for being on the show today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Perfect. Well, we'll see everybody later. Once again, yeah, moving to Fridays at 6 o'clock. So yeah, next week we'll be on Friday, 6 o'clock.
And in less than 15 minutes, Movie Libs is coming up next. So make sure you take a brief break, go pee, grab a snack, come back and watch.
It's gonna be great.
Cool. All right.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.